Hey there, welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. We are at 138 weeks of live streaming here, just a little over 2.5 years. I hope you're doing well. This has been a sad week. It doesn't really matter which side of the monarchy equation you rest on. It is a sad day from a humanity and leadership point of view. I'm just talking about the person. We all know who we're talking about. I think it's a big loss to the United Kingdom and to the rest of the world, because this is one lady who said she would serve her country for the rest of her life at the young age of 26. She said, I don't know how long I'm going to live, but whatever life I have, I'm going to be living it in service. And boy, she did. So I'm taking so many things away. As an Indian, as a former colony, country coming from a country which is a former colony, a lot of people have mixed emotions about the monarchy. Today is not about them. Today is about one woman for me. So if you're watching, you're from the United Kingdom, or the Queen meant something to you, my condolences are with you. Now, let's get started. The show goes on, life goes on. I am going to be live for a very brief period today. I have to rush to the doctor for an appointment. Something has come up. So I'm going to be leaving literally like 15 minutes past, which means I don't have a lot of time. So without further ado, I shall get right into it. If there's anything I can do to help, if there's anything I can, if there's any service that I can help with, career questions, etc., you have, please, I'm here for that. Right? I'm This is my favorite part of the week, hanging out together on Friday. So hi there, good day to you, good, greetings of the day. I know you're tuning in from around the world. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to get into it. We have like 12 minutes to go. So there's one particular question that has come up a lot. And before I get into it, I also want to say that last week was a brilliant broadcast I did with Arpad. We talked about how do you talk about yourself, whether it's on social media, whether it's with a recruiter. How do you talk with the right sort of words? What do you say? The content side of things. Check that out. Just follow my hashtag Supercharged Fridays. I mean, you can't go wrong. Just follow my hashtag and catch that from my live stream from last week. So, all right. Yes, thank you. Yes, it's for a family member. I'm fine, thankfully. So, thank you for joining. All right. Now I will get into the questions. There is a particular question that I have that came up. It's a very quick one. So, Dina, hi. Yes, I saw this. I'm gonna get to your question in a minute. I promise. I'm just gonna take this one first, because this came up earlier. You know, this is a very annoying aspect when you get into negotiations. Everything goes really well, and they say we want you, and they're happy. They want, like, we want you. You're like, okay, great. I want to celebrate, but like, what do I do? Right? So feel free. I don't want to be this person who's like a know-it-all and tells you what to do, how to do it. I also want to do some crowd sourcing from our lovely community here. What would you do if you get a verbal offer? Okay, and they are taking a long time to give you the written offer. You're kind of on tenterhooks, right? So while I'm speaking, feel free to plug in your comments. Tell me, what you think about this. You don't have to be a career coach to have some opinions and to have some advice. Just make sure that the advice or the opinions you're sharing are actually what you would follow, right? Because otherwise advice is cheap. Following your own advice is expensive. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you and what you think about that. I'll come to that in a minute. But in the meantime, I will get into the questions. Hi, Dina. How's it going? Hopefully, I said your name correctly. I'm going to go really quick because I'm mindful of time and appointment. What is your take on contract positions? No problem at all, Dina. There's pluses and minuses and everything. I don't want to vilify that. Don't take contracts. Permanent employment is better. When you don't know the industry, a contract role can help you to understand if this is right for you. So the reason companies give out contract positions is they want to protect themselves, right? They can let you go at any point of time, or maybe they don't have the budget to take care of insurance, social security. Contracts typically take care of those, health, all of that stuff. They do that for themselves. So having said that, why should it only benefit them? It can also be beneficial for you, right? So it's a great idea when you're doing something new. You can test it out. It's kind of like a notice period, but much longer, and for a certain period of time, usually much longer than notice period. So what is the downside of it? Downside is from day one, there is an end date, and you need to be more mindful. You need to be looking out, right? In 2022, however, I would argue that one can never afford to take things for granted. And I've got a permanent position now. I can chill. I can, put my hands up and just relax, put my hands up in the air like I just don't care. No. So it sort of goes both ways. And a contract role is also a very good thing when you don't find permanent work. It's a great way to tide things over. It brings in cash, helps you pay the bills. So I have no qualms with it. And in fact, if you're leaving, you got another contract role, then you left, then you got another contract role. It's not like you're viewed as a classic job hopper, because there's a very clear reason why you moved around. So hopefully that helps shed some perspectives on this. Hey Chetna, yes, you asked this question. This is a very tricky one, Chetna. I'm glad you asked. um, I'm also keen to hear what people here watching would say. How do you answer the question when you are terminated with cause? So Chetna, there is no question, right? People don't know if you have been terminated with cause. I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to tell them. Okay, personally, I wouldn't. And cause also depends what type of cause, right? There's misconduct, there's integrity issues, immorality, some theft, whatever. That's an issue. They will find that out if you live in certain countries where background checks are done. Then there are other places where it's like the cause was basically performance. Your performance wasn't up to their mark, right? um and if the question comes up, why did you leave this job, then you you want to talk about, yeah, the fit wasn't there from my side as well as from their side. They didn't see the contribution I was making. You can use language like that. You don't want to come across as a victim, but you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot either. So I would tread this very, very gingerly, very carefully, and I would practice this in front of the mirror. If you need to hire a coach, get this answer straight, because if it's like this albatross sitting on your shoulders, trust me, you're gonna sabotage your own performance without realizing. So I would practice the delivery of my answer on the lack of fit or the lack of alignment. And trust me when I say this, the more details you give, the worse it's going to be. So I would keep it to the surface without getting into too much. So hopefully that helps, Chetna. I wish you the best. Hey Christine, how's it going? Sakib, hello. What is the best time of the month for new openings to apply? I don't know anything about best time of the month, Sakib, but I am a big fan. When I was working in recruiting, I would like to see earlier applications. I wouldn't, if I were you, I wouldn't wait, right? When you see something interesting, I don't really care what time of the month it is. Be one of the first that puts it out there, because chances are the fact that there is a job vacancy, the fact that it's been published, some people will argue it's already too late, because maybe somebody already decided internally, but they're doing this because they want to cover their bases. So it totally depends. But if I were you, I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't wait. I would do it as soon as possible. All right. Good luck. Good to see you again, Dina. Hi, Bhaskar. I'm looking for opportunities in the EU. In the EU, I have not received any reply. Hmm. It's so much harder, Bhavsar, when you are abroad, right? Bhavsar, what I recommend you do, because of in the interest of time, because I'm not going to be able to get into detail today. I want you to watch YouTube. It's much easier on YouTube. Go to my channel, and you'll find a live stream I did back in November with a recruiter called Tina Pereira, Tiina Pereira. So go and search back, okay? And we talk about how to attract a recruiter's attention when you are not in the person's country. People hire from abroad all the time. The more your you know, the more specific and the more in demand your skill set is, the much easier it is to be noticed, as opposed to a general HR position or a general marketing or finance position, which they can fill internally, locally, and it's cheaper for them as well, right? So you got to see that from their point of view. So check that out. I'm sure it's gonna help you. Hey, MD. Uh, I did not succeed in increasing the monthly salary. No worries. No worries. There's always a next time. But as far as you're inside the company, just focus on doing a really good job and focus on managing upwards, downwards, and sideways. Perception is everything. It's not just about doing a good job. Sometimes see the people who work the hardest are not necessarily the ones who are most compensated. So you want to be able to manage all of those politics, all of that people talk about you, build a strong personal brand internally. This is a topic that's actually you can go into in a lot more detail. I also recommend you check out my podcast episode that I did this week. Go to How I Got Hired. Go to my website, you'll find everything. And I did one this week with Tiffany Human, and we talked about how she got seven promotions in 10 years. So, and that every promotion comes with an increase, an increment. So that is also important to know. Okay. Hey, Tushar, is there a way to find companies? Mm, it tends to be, Tushar. Not always. It tends to be the bigger names because they have deeper pockets. However, there's also mid-sized companies. I've worked in mid-sized family-owned companies that also sponsored an MBA as well. It's one of those things you can find out from alumni who used to work there, who you know, or you can get to know them. You can ask this question. And you will also see this on their website. Go to their LinkedIn page, and under the LinkedIn page, if they have a LinkedIn account, they also have a section called Life, and you'll see these type of things because this is a very attractive benefit that they offer people. All right. Hey, to date, I haven't experienced a verbal offer or a follow. I would say if a company makes a verbal offer and then is dragging their feet, yes, Christine. So this is where I stand as well. I would follow up one or two nudges and I would leave it. And it's very like nerve-wracking, right? So I would stay busy. And to be very frank, I would also continue interviewing with other people. I wouldn't close those doors because one never knows. One never knows, right? So, yeah, good luck. Hey, Gurpreet, how are you doing? Hi, is it mandatory to disclose existing salary? Not at all. In parts of the US, it's actually, they are not even allowed to ask you. If someone is applying for a job and the pay is a lot higher and a recruiter pushes and they want to know, you can share. I mean, if they are wanting to know, you can share. You can also, you just have to be very careful because the advice you'll be given from people is that you should never share. Okay, but if they want to know, they want to know. There's different reasons. Not all recruiters are bad. Okay, this is a very nuanced topic. They want to know where you are because they want to see the fit. You can share it, or you can say that I would love to know how that is related to the job at hand. But be careful that you don't come across as cocky because they might get turned off. Right. So if you go to my website, check out my website, superchargeyourself.com. I have um, salary negotiation scripts that can help, 22 answers for very classic questions they ask, and I think that would help you a lot. So good luck with that. I had a question about relocation assistance. What can be included? Mm, it's something you can ask, if you know that you're moving from a different country. Relocation usually means that when you move, you don't move to the house directly. There'll be a temporary accommodation for a couple of months. That's very common in Europe. I had that for 3 months. And they also would help you with a real estate agent who can help you to look around. And it also includes if you have kids, then they help you to find daycare or they help you to find schooling. And yeah, if you're learning a new language in that place, all of that, so that the relocation is smoother and less eventful. There are many more things. I think in the interest of time I'm mentioning this, but you'll find a lot more with a simple Google search. Hey Chetna, you're very welcome. Okay, I have got to run, so I'm going to see if there's anything which I can answer very quickly. Hey Tanmay, my compensation is lower. You gotta bring this up in the conversation, Tanmay. You gotta say this. You gotta say that why you need to build a business case on why you deserve more. People have done it. You're not the first person to do it. It's all about good timing, and it's all about giving solid reasons with facts and figures on how why you deserve more. So good luck with that. I'm breezing through it now. I'm facing an issue with my notice period. I understand. This is very hard, Pavan. I can't help you with this. This is a very difficult thing. In Europe, typically notice periods are 3 months. I know in India it's also 3 months. It comes down to negotiation. Just like we negotiate when we're starting in a company with salary, etc., you can negotiate exit as well. It's hard. Not everyone will be happy, but you gotta do it in a way that doesn't burn bridges either, right? So yeah, good luck. You have some tips here. Hey, Sajid, thank you for sharing. And the last question. Okay, we did relocation as well. All right. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you. Yeah, all the very best for those who are in the middle of negotiations, etc. And I know, like I said, this has been a big week, particularly in the United Kingdom. But don't forget what's going on in the rest of the world. Don't forget your friends. Check in with your friends. Check in what's happening. The flood is still there. I mean, it's a horrible situation in Pakistan. If you can, do your best to contribute. Disasters are going on every day as well. So next week will be a very interesting one. I'm going to be live with one of my favorite career coaches, and we're going to be talking about bad advice. Very controversial topic. We're going to be talking about bad advice that you should never take. So I definitely think you should tune in for that one next Friday at the same time. Till then, take care of yourselves. Have a nice Friday and a nice weekend.